Welcome to Channel 97 News. I'm Josh Hansen.
And I'm Martin Roundstone.
Today on our show, Chuck talks about the weather's effects on spring sports, Sam and Aaron cook up some Italian cuisine, Tyler and Sydney fill us in on the latest musical, and I interview some of the writing candidates for the upcoming school board election.
First, we take a look at the two candidates for the school board election, Iftikhar Memon and Tina Boysen.
Driving through town, you can be sure you will see some political signs around. One type of those signs is for the upcoming school board elections, and on it, you'll see the name Tina Boysen. Boysen's name will not be appearing on the ballot April 3rd. She is a write-in candidate. Being a successful write-in candidate requires a lot of work, a lot of publicity, and a lot of support.
Most of my support comes from word of mouth. My campaign has been strictly my own doing. I don't take any donations, and I think I have about $10 into my campaign, really. We built the signs in my garage at home.
Boysen is not the only write-in seeking a position. Iftikhar Memon is also seeking a spot on the school board, holding some pretty thought-provoking ideas.
One of my biggest issue which I brought from day first, 3 years ago, that why we do not have a teacher who has a degree in physics. Why we do not have a teacher who has a degree in chemistry. Why we do not have a teacher who has a degree in economics. We are producing here a foundation. We need appropriate people in an appropriate discipline.
While Memon suggests finding qualified individuals, Boysen suggests that quality is better than quantity.
Staff, whether it's support staff, teachers, administrators, quality people are what we need. And it's not always a case of more is better. And those are some of the harder choices that I'm sure would come at me if I sat on the board.
Those are the tough decisions each of these write-in hopefuls would have to make. Now, you may be thinking, if they're write-in candidates, why would they have to file any type of papers? Can't anyone be a write-in? Well, Maureen Ruka can answer that question.
If an individual misses the deadline to appear on the ballot and they still would like to actively campaign to seek election, then we highly recommend that they fill out the paperwork so that we can notify the municipal clerks to be kind of watching for their names to be written in.
So remember, when you head to the polls April 3rd, in addition to the 5 candidates listed on the ballot, there are also 2 registered write-in candidates to consider. Do your own research and make an educated decision.
Nicely done. Those two are very interesting candidates. To research the candidates, make sure to catch the broadcast with the 5 candidates interviews at 7 p.m. Monday through Friday this week on Cable Channel 97. You can also find them anytime through the links on the school district's website.
Here in Wisconsin, we never truly know what kind of weather we're going to get. Weather has an effect on nearly everything, including spring sports. Here's Chuck with the story.
As brown fades to green and the first dandelions pop their heads up, our spring sports get into action a little earlier than usual. Junior Zeta Thundercloud thinks that getting out early will have a positive impact on the season.
I think it'll have a positive impact on their season, that we'll be able to get out on the field faster.
Juniors Ryder Vold and Grant Stillberg think that being out early and being able to simulate game-like situations will really help them in their season.
Being able to be outside right away, it really helps us get used to the field. It's going to be more like game-like than inside.
It'll help our pitches down, and it'll coordinate more game-like situations, and so on.
Stillberg and Vold think that being able to throw off the mound will help their pitchers mess with and perfect their pitches for the season.
Being able to throw off the mound helps us get down our movements and our mechanics, and throwing actually downhill a little bit, and our ball release.
It'll help our distances and our off-speed pitches, so we can throw the ball and that stuff.
With the snow gone and the warm temperatures, junior Lucas Quackenbush says that being out golfing before practice starts will really help his season.
Oh yeah, probably just positively affected because like I'm getting out earlier, getting some practice, getting my shots down.
With the nice weather, many sports members have been out practicing before the season starts in hopes to give them an edge.
If I'm not at the golf course, I'll probably be in my backyard just chipping.
Thanks, Chuck. Wisconsin weather is very unpredictable.
Now we go over to the studio kitchen with Sam and Aaron.
Thanks, Cindy. Sam and I are going to show you and the viewers how to make 3 cheese tortellini today.
First, you have to have butter, whipping cream, and Parmesan cheese.
You'll also need your 3 cheese tortellini shells, which you can get at Walmart or Burnstead's, your parsley flakes, and either minced garlic or garlic salt. First off, you want to take your butter and your minced garlic and add it to the pan. We have already added the butter.
So after that, you sprinkle a little bit of garlic salt in the pan.
Not too much, Sam. We don't want all that garlic breath around the set.
Then you add your 3 cheese tortellini shells until the pan is full. Once you have your shells in, make sure they're evenly distributed, and then you can add your heavy whipping cream. There's no exact measurement, but I usually fill it until the pan is almost full.
Once your heavy whipping cream starts to boil, sprinkle a thick layer of Parmesan cheese on top.
You want to evenly distribute the cheese through the pan. Make sure you make it real thick.
Keep adding Parmesan cheese until it's the consistency you want.
Once you have added your Parmesan cheese, you wait a little while for it to melt. Smells good, Sam, doesn't it?
Wow, man, this looks great.
Sure does. You can also turn down your pan a little bit if it's boiling a little too much.
Now let the cheese melt in and wait until the sauce is thick and rich.
You want to be constantly stirring to make sure the noodles and cheese don't burn.
I have another one of those computers. Do you want me to screen down here when I'm done?
Yes.
Wow, looks really good, Aaron.
It really does, Sam. Now that your sauce is thick and creamy, you can add the parsley flakes. This is the final touch to your 3 cheese tortellini. Now we get to taste it.
Smells good. Looks like we might even have enough to share.
Wow, that's really good, Aaron.
Sure is. Back to you, Sydney.
Well done, guys. I hope you saved some for me.
This year, the school production was City of Angels, a play staged in the 1940s. If you can understand the concept of a movie, going on while the author attempts to write a book, all within a musical, you should do just fine. It all starts out with Laura Kingsley, played by senior Erica Olson, being ushered in by Uli, Detective Stone's assistant, played by senior Savannah Marquis. Stone, who is played by senior Greg Kabaski, is sitting in his office. Kingsley is looking for her stepdaughter, Mallory Kingsley, played by senior Katie Dvorak. This all plays out as Stein, a struggling writer, played by senior Tyler Bew, tries to keep his life straight, because he is often plagued by his sleazy boss, who is trying to adapt the unfinished book into a script. Buddy Fiddler, played by sophomore Shel Bakken, is probably the single most hated character in the entire musical. While Stein tries to please Buddy, he also has to juggle his rocky relationship with his wife Gabby, played by senior Brianna Amborn, due to his infidelity with Buddy's assistant, Donna, who is also played by Savannah Marquis. You will find this musical extremely entertaining. It has everything a great musical has in it: romance, drama, crime, and a wonderful soundtrack. If you happen to miss this production, I am sincerely sorry for you. I thought the entire play was excellent. The acting was phenomenal, the directing was Hollywood-worthy. I thought even though the content was a little bit racy at times, the cast and crew handled it in a mature way. The acting was superb. You felt like you were actually transplanted back into the 40s. The costumes were phenomenal. They were surprisingly stylish even for modern times. The dancing was awesome, especially the opening sequence. And you can't forget the crowd-pleasing show by senior Yorma Signer and sophomore Maddie Huffman. Normally, when you are trying to go to watch a high school production, you don't expect much, especially with the set. But this set blew me away. The collapsible rooms and the cloud-like feature on the top was wonderful. The music had me dancing in my chair. You could tell that a ton of work has gone in to make this show a reality. I would just like to thank Mr. Wallen, Mrs. Kester, Mrs. Hardy, Miss Garon, Mr. Kaboski, as well as Mr. Barnett for the wonderful set, and not to forget the entire cast that worked together to make the show a reality. As great as the play was, it was a little bit controversial. Here's Tyler View with the story.
We have the sort of rule of what's on at 7 o'clock at night on network TV. I don't see there was anything controversial in it.
Principal Tom Chambers viewed the controversies as more of a learning about our past lesson.
I enjoyed the show. It was a very challenging play, I think. There were certainly some more mature aspects of it because of the genre that it depicted from the 1920s, 30s era, and I think that it's important for students to be confronted with those types of things.
Sophomore Joey Barnett agreed with Chambers.
We can't all hide from all the things that happened in the past and is happening now. And I do, some of the things there are bad, but I feel just if there's some exposure, then we'd be aware of it rather than just hiding it from ourselves.
Thanks, Tyler. It's good to hear different kinds of perspectives. I'm Josh Hansen with Channel 97 News.
And I'm Martin Roundstone. Stay cool, Black River Falls.